Hey everyone, my name is Mark Boutwell. So on our first video, after my kids watched it, they told me that I needed to be a little more enthusiastic. So how to solve that problem? I decided to just invite them to class and participate in the whole process. Today we're going to start on our first video of what to expect in the first 180 days after an economic shutdown. Starla?
And remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe!
Okay, so we're going to break this down month by month. Obviously, my thought process is if we do not get the economy going back again within the first 30 to 45 days, we might be in it for a much longer haul than what we're thinking. So why don't we just day one start being a little more aggressive to our homeschooling, start being a little more aggressive to the fundamentals of putting culture back into our own family, because we spent so much time giving our energy away to the corporation, to the man, to so many other things. Now we're forced to be home. Let's make the best of it. So today, my kids help all of us understand what's going to happen month by month. In the first month, we're actually going to break down week by week using March 10th, which right now is March 24th, using March 10th as day zero of the economic shutdown. Once again, if we're going to be doing this for longer than 30 days, we might as well develop some healthy habits. So, my question to you guys is, what do you think is going to happen in the first 30 days of the economic shutdown? We already kind of know what's happening in the first 2 weeks, but let's just ask the kids and see what we describe by asking them a couple questions. Go ahead, Starla.
The stores are running out of food.
Okay, so what's interesting, that the kids are already having an awareness of the problem. I don't even have to ask them what they think the problem is or what they think could happen. So just by going off that, just by a Q&A and being patient through the process and letting them think about the answer, it stimulates the situation to ask more thoughtful questions. So, Starla, why do you think the food's running out?
Because everybody's stocking up.
Why is everyone stocking up?
Because they have to stay home.
They have to stay home. Why do they have to stay home?
Because of the coronavirus.
Because of the coronavirus. Do you know what the coronavirus is?
Yeah, it's a virus.
Do you know how it attacks you? What do you think, River?
What?
What do you think?
Something.
Oh, I think that the coronavirus is where they have to quarantine themselves and they can't go out anywhere, otherwise they'll spread it. And that really just helps scientists find it stalls the virus long enough to help scientists find a better way to cure it.
Okay, so right there, all I did through one question, I was able to ask why 5, 6, 7, 8 times, each time digging a different layer of understanding of what the kids know, so that I can kind of pick up where they left off. Every single time they ask a question, that's homeschooling, that's education, and right now we're focusing on the current events. So just keep it light and understand that you're being involved with the kids. And through this whole process of teaching them stuff, you can slip in a couple other things that might be of interest to you. So let's go ahead and break down what's happening week 1, week 2. As the kids explained, the food's already going. So week 1 was just like anything when you guys get new news. Like someone runs up to your friend and says, "Hey, guess what? I just did this," and it was like really shocking. What's the first thing you might say?
Good job.
I would probably say, "Wow, that's
Cool.
cool." And if it was really unbelievable, I would probably try to get some evidence out of it.
Okay, right there, right? Even an 11-year-old, River, my son, even an 11-year-old, he says, "I would try to get some evidence out of this situation. I want to go along with you. I want to believe you, but I'm kind of in disbelief. I'm not really sure if that's true." And that's what happened in the first week. And I apologize if I misspell. Let's just ask the kids. How do you spell disbelief?
DISBELIEVE.
I think it's LIEVE.
Oh. No, it's an F.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're right.
Disbelief.
Right there. Disbelief. Right now we just threw in some spelling in our home education we're talking about a topic. I don't know, I forgot how to spell this, so I apologize. You even heard me right here. And then I asked the kids, and then we collectively were able to come up with the answer. What does that do? That instills trust within our own community and tribe because we're trusting each other in how to solve the problem. Just to let you guys know, you are being recorded.
Yeah.
So every time you look down, other stuff, people can see that, but it's your choice.
Oh, okay.
They're gonna see it for you. Be yourself.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna try and control your energy because I know you're paying attention.
But like you can also edit it.
Yeah, totally. I could totally edit it, but I'm not going to.
Why?
Because.
What if we do something like pick our nose? I don't know why we
I know.
would.
It's homeschooling.
Like what if Viva goes?
As long as you don't have the coronavirus, I think it's gonna be okay. And if you do have the coronavirus, you pick your own nose and you eat your own burgers. I guess you're
it's
just
the
giving
same
yourself
stuff.
the coronavirus.
Yeah. Okay.
So first week is disbelief, and that's what everyone did the first week. Everyone's like, I'm unsure. I don't really believe what's going to happen. Remember, I'm using March 10th for the United States of America as day zero. There was, if you ever look at something called the law of innovation, it does describe how information spreads throughout the public. And day zero, I would consider if we were on that law of diffusing situation, early bloomers being at that 2 to 3% right here, and the entire masses being over here. I would say March 10th. I would say March 10th was probably in this area right here. So, guys, you guys know what the law of innovation is?
No.
No.
Law of innovation basically
I'm gonna
is
learn about it.
that when something brand new is created, a very small amount of people might know about it and might trying to use it in their daily life. And then as it gets more popular, more people at different times get interested in it, and then at some point everyone just starts to do it because it's just the thing to do. Go ahead.
Why is the law of innovation tie hand in hand with the coronavirus?
Okay, why is it in tie with the coronavirus?
Oh, maybe because like some people will do something about the coronavirus or do something to stop it, maybe stay inside or stock up on food or something. And then other people are like, that's a good idea, we should do that. And so other people do that, so it's kind of like that.
Starlet just hit it. She actually described it just perfectly. Early bloomers, people might have been prepping for worst case scenarios since 1970 or earlier from that. Maybe people have had some very troubling times, and you could, like my mom has always had a tub of rice and beans, and same with my father, because they were used to just being in a very impoverished area, poverty-stricken environments growing up, and so they were conditioned to have reserves. Other people, they get prepared or have reserves because it's just a good idea. Other people do it because, they 2012 end of the world scenarios. Although in this situation, March 10th, I would consider a lot of people probably starting in December. In December, when this whole coronavirus started to arise in the public in China. I bet you anything, people started saying, hey, we should probably get prepared. Let's go buy some rice and beans. I know I bought some rice and beans sometime in January just because seeing how China was handling the problem, and I've kind of seen over time when a large amount of people start to do something, everyone else just follows. It's called jumping on the bandwagon. All the stores completely get cleared out. So right here we have basically people in droves panic. We're starting to just see panic. And the sad thing is that we're starting to see panic when the majority of the people on this side right here are entering into the process. So what we're seeing right here is panic throughout the entire United States, throughout the entire US. And the sad thing about that is all these distribution centers that deliver food to the stores and do all this on a daily basis, literally prior to this situation, if you went to Costco's or Safeway, every day a couple trucks were unloading food. Those distribution centers they have set up for all of their food, they can deliver a couple 18-wheelers every single day to each store in their area. And each distribution center can support a certain amount of stores, but they can't support it when you have 50% or more of the store getting cleared out. So what do you think is going to happen in week 3, guys?
People
Accepting it and just staying home, I guess.
Okay, accepting it and staying
some
home.
people will probably be doing that, and some people will probably still be like a little bit panicked, but not by much. Like they're getting used to it better.
I really like this. I completely agree with them 100%. If you actually look at my notes, I put week 1, denial. Week 2, panic. Week 3 was
Can you read it?
uncertainty but calm. And right over here, we were saying, everyone's going to be calm. And then week 4 was
Week 3 was panic.
everyone else was panic, food starting to run out. This is the notes I wrote down last night, and then this morning Star was like, you need more enthusiasm. So I was like, okay, well, we're going to do this together instead of me going off my notes. Fat, dumb, and happy, right? Oh, they panic, they ran out, they grabbed food. And everyone across the board, across the entire world right now, is being told to stay home. People in Italy right now are being actually arrested and beaten by cops for if they go outside to get fresh air, which is actually kind of a little bit ridiculous because sunlight and air is actually some of the things you need to get healthier. So it's actually kind of funny to force people to stay in the house when that's only going to cause illness faster and sooner.
Give me your ID. Give me your ID. You can't stay in the street, and you can't. Give me your ID. Oh, you can't stay in the street. Okay, I need your ID. Vas a vacilar en ti. I know your friend. I'm a policeman. I'm saying to you, you can't stay on the street.
So, right here, week 3, staying home and being less panicked. Why? Because they got some food, they're a little bit calmer, but you got to realize all the kids are home right now. Everyone's home right now. When everyone's home, what's going to happen to all the supply?
It lowers, it decreases.
It decreases. How fast do you think it's going to decrease?
Pretty fast.
Like double the amount, I guess, because once they're at school or anything, they miss lunch, they miss a couple snacks during the day, and they all have that at school. But at home, it's running up. It's using the supplies more.
So, what were you going to say?
I was gonna say that it's gonna run out faster probably because kids are gonna eat more.
Will you talk a little loud for me, honey?
Kids are probably gonna eat a bit more because like now they're home and I don't know, they're probably gonna snack more than at school because usually they're like working or doing something. I don't know, that distracts them from hunger.
100% agree with the kids. When you're home, you're watching in the beginning, a lot of people aren't as quickly adapting to this most likely. They're not creating schedules. They're expecting this to kind of be going away in a couple weeks from now. And at the end of the day, I hope that's what happens because we're not here to instill fear. Although we're going to prepare for the worst. And that's the best thing to do. So everyone's panicked. They go buy their food. They stay home. Some people are still, they're less panicked, but there still is some panic. Maybe a few people in the household, or like, I have a little extra dollars. I'm gonna go get some extra food. So let's go ahead and go to week 4. What do you think happens in week 4, guys?
More people getting sick, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, maybe people might think that it's getting better.
Okay.
I don't know.
Maybe like more people will be kind of like getting used to it, and they're kind of like, this is what's happening. I should probably, I don't know.
Well,
Keep
what
going.
I mean by that is, even though more people are getting sick, they think that
No, you're right. You're right here. You're right. People are getting. Some people what's really funny at the end of the day is we have a total population count of how many people get sick every year with the flu, or how many people die, and that who knows how exact that number actually is. So it's going to be funny at the end of the day to compare the actual numbers on flu every year versus how many people get sick with the coronavirus. And what's also going to be funny around this is that a lot of people around week 4, some people are going to be getting sick, some people think they're going to be getting better. That's confusion. People are just unsure what's actually happening. And when you have this confusion situation where people are learning what coronavirus is, what's the actual problem, especially because of the amount of panic that the entire world is happy on this. Everyone's used to the Hollywood scene. How are people just going to block off this entire building and light fire to it if someone gets sick? No one really actually knows how to handle the problem. With people coming on the internet actually with so many videos, someone sneezes and a guy pulls out a gun and shoots them and then sprays Lysol down. So many jokes are happening, but this does create panic and hysteria. So during week 4, just like the kids said too, when they're home, they're going to be eating quicker. And just like how we said before, these distribution centers can't reload. They just literally don't have the manpower to reload or to put foods back on the shelves. Even on a daily basis, people are restocking shelves starting at 4 o'clock in the morning. So to have to restock 50% plus of the shelves in a matter of just 2 weeks, let's say they do it. Well, all the food in the distribution centers gets used up and gets split up to all these centers that have been cleared out. So at this point, less hysteria is happening, but they're running out of food during the end of week 3. Maybe because they're not rationing. They're not thinking. People aren't thinking about those things. They're not thinking about discipline and the long haul. They're complacent. They're thinking, oh, it's just going to get back to normal.
Hey, Mike, there's something to say.
Yeah?
Oh, I just wanted to see. I don't wanted to add something because I was just kind of thinking about it. I don't know if it goes in week 4 or 3, but I think we could say that people are finally realizing that how bad it is in one of them.
Okay, right there. I think that goes into probably week 3, week 4, just like how River said, because that's starting to happen a little bit. The early people that were kind of more aware since December are trying to tell everyone, but this large amount of people right here that are just becoming more aware of it, they're getting really panicked and scared, and what did you say again, River?
Finally just realizing how bad it is.
Once again, they're realizing how bad it is. So the people that came over and bought food early on, and maybe in this first week, they went out and purchased food, but all these other people that are just starting to become aware potentially how bad it is, which might be over here, it might just be in this section right here, meaning this entire group of 8 billion people, because this is a global. How do you spell global?
GLOBAL.
This is a global issue. Okay, this isn't local where it's a couple 100,000. This is global. 8 billion people. So if we directed it right in half, we're talking about 4 billion people that all have credit cards, some form of fiat currency, money. They have tangible goods. They have things they can sell and barter, whatever. They're going to start to panic as well. And then at this point is when I think things are going to get really scary, because they're going to start to go in here and try to buy up goods and assets. And if they do, goods and assets of any level, from depending on how much wealth they have. If they have a little bit, they're going to buy food, water, and the basics. If they have large wealth, they're going to buy other tangible assets, potentially just being in total fear and chaos. And what that's going to do right here is that's most likely going to clear those stores out 100%. And this is when we're going to start to see some rioting starting and other issues during week 4, week 5, which we're going to get into what happened. We're going to see in month 2 most likely in the next video. Guys, so what do you think of the first class?
It was
Pretty
fun
good.
and educational.
Yeah.
What do you? Well, obviously we saw what you think's going to happen. So I guess we'll figure out. And this is worst case scenario. Who knows? Maybe everything goes back to normal in the next couple of weeks. If not, for us, we're getting prepared in the long haul. Starla?
People should comment below what they think will happen.
Say that a little lighter, please.
People should comment below what they think would happen.
So people should, what Starla is saying is people should comment below to tell us what they think is going to happen. Starla, thank you so much. I appreciate that suggestion. I love you so much, honey.